Hi guys, it's Britannia, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a tropical formicarium for your ants. We've finally finished our tropical formicarium, and if I don't say so myself, I'm extremely happy with the way this has turned out. So guys, I hope you're all doing well, and as you saw in our previous video, we created this tropical formicarium, and as promised, we're going to be moving a tropical ant species into it. As you can see from the title of the video, we're going to be adding Harpegnathos Venator, and we have the colony right here, so let's take a look at their behaviours and learn a little bit about them. So guys, this colony currently has around about 3 workers. Now, there were 5 workers, but unfortunately 2 workers sadly passed away. So, Harpegnathos Venator is an exotic ant from hot and humid regions like India, Southeast Asia and China. It belongs to the Ponrine family, and as such has a sting that is used to immobilize prey or to defend from intruders, similar to my trapjaw ants. These girls tend to feed on live insects such as crickets and don't have any interest for sugars. It is a large ant, around 10 to 12 millimeters long, and their colonies can actually reach up to 200 workers. As true Ponrine ants, these ants have queens, workers, worker gamergates and males. A gamergate is a worker that has also mated and replaced the queen in case she dies or is absent, and the gamergate will start to lay eggs. If she is mated, she will be able to produce new workers and elates, but if she is unmated, she will only produce male elates. These ants have strange social behaviour. They will actually fight among themselves for dominance. As you can see here, a worker bows in submissiveness. This may be because her sister has a higher dominance within the colony. Harpegnathos, similar to other Ponrine ants, are semi-claustral, which means they will exit the nest to hunt for their prey during the founding stages. These ants have large eyes and actually can perceive movement, light and shadows. They are also capable of jumping, and in case of danger, they may try to run away or jump away. Right then. It is time to move this colony into this tropical formicarium. But before we do that, we need to get this formicarium ready. As mentioned in my previous video, I was going to attach a hydrometer which measures the humidity in the nest, which is definitely essential when keeping these ants because they require a humidity rating between 60 and 80%. So you need to achieve this for the ants to thrive. Also, I have added a heat mat underneath. Now I added a 7-watt Komodo heat mat. I'll leave a link down below in the description if you want to check that heat mat out. But I slid the heat mat underneath. I've literally just done this, so this nest is still warm. I heated it to a temperature of about 26 degrees, which is perfect for these kinds of ants. Now I put the heat mat mostly on this side of the nest, be between 26 and 28 degrees, and the other side will just be slightly cooler. So I'll let the ants kind of decide what side is best for them. And I have noticed these ants are extremely good climbers. Now this Tupperware container does have some vaseline around the edges. I actually found out that they could climb on vaseline when it was on a vertical surface. But I also found out that they can't climb on vaseline very well when it is on a horizontal surface. So say for example on this nest, I would need to put vaseline onto the bottom of the lid, so that if they did climb onto the bottom of the lid to escape, they would just drop down to the ground. To prevent this, I am going to use some metal mesh. Now we've got the metal mesh here. It's fine enough to keep the Harpegnathos from escaping. But if I wanted to keep a colony like my Phaedolennoda colony in this formicarium with this mesh, it would not be capable of holding them in that formicarium. So I looked at the lid of this formicarium and I noticed it has 3 very large holes because it's intended for an aquarium. So I'm going to try and combine this lid with this mesh to make it Harpegnathos safe. Right then guys, first step I've kind of gone through here. So I've got my mesh and my lid here. So the first kind of step is to just lay the mesh on top of the lid, and as you can see here, I've kind of layered it flush with the edge of the lid, and I kind of just want to keep this mesh in place. So as you can see before, I was just weighing it down with these two bottles here, and I am going to use this permanent marker where I plan to cut it out for these holes. So let's go ahead. Alright then guys, so I don't know if you can see it properly. I'll just try and zoom in for you. I have marked out the edge of this hole here, and I've kind of left about a centimetre gap, so I have some room in this section to stick some silicone or some glue. I'm going to get some scissors and cut out one of our 3 holes here. Alright then guys, so we've cut out our mesh part. So this will be glued onto here, and then the lid will be placed down this way, so the mesh will be on the underside of the lid. I'm going to go ahead and cut out the other 2 holes. And we are finished guys, so that is the last piece, and let's go ahead and try and glue these cut out pieces of mesh onto our lid. So I'm going to fill up this gap with glue and then hopefully stick down our mesh. So yeah, let's give that a crack. So guys, this is the finished product, and if I don't say so myself, I am quite proud that this will definitely prevent the Harpegnathos from escaping. Let's go and place the lid on the formicarium and get it ready for the release of our new ants. Okay, right, so now that we've made the lid and it's ready to go, the next step getting this formicarium ready for the Harpegnathos is to put some vaseline underneath the lip of the formicarium. Right then, we have put our underlayer of vaseline in. That is one of the most important things to add when setting up a new formicarium, as most escape prevention chemicals such as vaseline and like Fluon will prevent your ants from escaping. Okay, so the next step for getting this formicarium ready is to add a little bit of moisture. Now, I haven't actually watered this nest since I added the water in my previous video. So I think it is in need of moisture just to add that humidity which is required for these ants. So guys, to prepare for the Harpegnathos release, we have cut some mesh to fit around the lid of our formicarium. We have added some vaseline around the lip of the formicarium. We have added some water, and we have added some heat. Water and heat will obviously create that humidity, and it will also make the ground soft so the ants can dig into it. So now it is time to release our Harpegnathos ants into our new tropical formicarium. So let's get this test tube in first, and let's get them exploring. She is cleaning herself. Isn't she marvellous? So guys, after prepping the formicarium and dropping our ants into it, I have left them for about an hour in the dark with some warmth just to settle in, and when I came back to inspect them I noticed something very interesting going on in the formicarium. Right then, so now that we're taking a closer look at the formicarium, I bet you can't spot the ants. When taking out the test tube, I notice here that there is not a single ant in this test tube. So that can only mean one thing. It means that the ants have left their founding chamber, the test tube, and have found a new home in our formicarium. So that leads me to believe that these ants have actually dug a hole somewhere. Let's zoom in to take a closer look. We found one of the workers. She is at the back and it appears she is moving some soil. I do wonder where the other workers have disappeared to. Oh, hold on. It appears one of our workers is at the top of the tank. Fortunately, she is deterred by the vaseline here. Because they detect shadows quite well, she appears to have taken shelter behind the hydrometer there. So after looking around, guys, for the queen, I can't seem to find her. So I guess I can only assume that she has buried herself in the soil substrate and has started creating a chamber for herself. Having done a lot of research on these ants, because they have the Gamergate kind of attitude, it is possible to introduce two separate colonies and have them join together to become one whole colony. This can cause obviously some ant arguments, and this will come in the form of kind of jousting with these ants. They will joust their mandibles together, and that's kind of how they rank their dominance. They will overpower other ants of the colony. So in 2 weeks time, so not our next video but the video after that, I will introduce a foreign colony to our new Ant Britannia colony right here. So that could be extremely interesting. But next week's video, guys, is going to be a Q&A video. So I've never done anything like that before. If you have any questions for next week's video, whether it be a question about myself, whether it be a question about my ants or my colonies, anything, it can be about anything, and I will try my utmost best to answer your questions. But yes, next week's video will be a Q&A. So that's it, guys. That is the end of the video. So I obviously didn't catch these ants here in the UK. I bought them from an online ant store, and that ant store is britishants.com. So obviously, if you have some time, be sure to go and check them out. So guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button to join the colony, and click the blue ant to check out my videos and to see my channel. From myself and my new Harpegnathos ants, have a fantastic weekend, and I will be seeing you next week. See you later, guys. A question about myself, whether it be a question, Chloe. So guys, what can I say instead of so guys, Chloe? Okay.
You want to say so guys?
I do, yeah. Oh god. I literally say so guys every time.
Say if you want to.
Oh, fluff it. Fluff it. So guys, be sure to hit that